Good morning. I'm gonna have to do something different with my videos next week because I have people that I'm having a hard time reaching because I'm getting up really early to do my feeds. And since I'm on UK time, that doesn't work out good for some of my West Coast viewers and things like that. So next week I will try to do a couple late feeds. I had to tell my admins I'm live or they'll never see it. So it's the same with some of the pages that I own too, that like the admins of the pages don't even see when I'm live anymore. I'm Facebook banned until I think the 11th because I got a 30-day ban. I don't know, I didn't count the days, but that's been a month. I got banned on 11/11. So I'm looking forward to getting unbanned because, you know, even though I've still been doing videos, I am kind of off of my own little grid. My Facebook world looks a little bit different than the one I'm using too. Hi Iris! So, I'm looking forward to Stonehenge. It's another gray rainy day here. Surprise, surprise, right? It's a gray rainy day here. I think the last aura picture I did was like 2 weeks ago. That's the last time I saw the sun remotely. Even a little glare of it here. So it's another rainy day. I'm looking forward to Stonehenge. I'm watching my husband. He has like court stuff like a couple days before I go. He has kind of some crazy stuff going on too that I'm watching. Good morning. Hi Jeffrey. I'm just waking up. I'm going live real early. I'm having my friend in Hawaii complaining that she can never catch me live anymore, or the people in Cali. So next week I will try to do some later lives. I just figured I'd get up and just do it today. So we have a new moon in Sagittarius, I suppose I will talk about. Sagittarius is an interesting sign. I love Sagittarius children. They're always very upbeat and optimistic. And you can generally say that about that sign, but it is a sign that craves adventure. It is an element that craves to have fun experiences. That's the sign that wants to like go skydiving and do the bucket list and go do the crazy stuff. Like if you have a Sagittarius friend, they're probably always up for something insane. Iris, aren't you a Sagittarius? Yeah, I was just going to ask, you're telepathying me. Yep. Iris is going to Stonehenge with us. She is a Sagittarius. She's one of the ones that's crazy enough that will just kind of fly somewhere crazy and go adventure. Exactly. So Sagittarius kids are always really optimistic. I find that adults are too. That a lot of the times those signs are very upbeat and optimistic and natural manifestors too, just from staying really positive with their thinking. So, we're having a fire energy. We're having a lot happen all in the same place. Like, we have a lot of lessons going on all in the same place. So there's a lot of going on with the 3D construct right now. I don't really want to get into it too much, but it is affecting us in this awakening and what is kind of happening. So we're seeing a lot of people coming ungrounded. I can just describe the protests as people very ungrounded, angry, emotional. So as these energies are hitting the planet, and they're doing a really good sweep of our chakras with a big interest in our crown area and our solar plexus this storm. So what is happening is, as this divine spiritual energy is sweeping people's chakras, they're beginning to feel for the first time, maybe in a whole cycle, right? They're beginning to feel like intense emotions about anything. If you're already a very angry person, it will amplify that. It will just amplify whatever you're already feeling inside. So we see a lot of people not understanding the process and kind of like projecting that anger in a lot of public places with these protests and things like that, which has a big effect on our ascension and the energy cycles, because the earth always responds to these events, whether people are aware of it or not. I feel the elite are very aware of this stuff. that they have a better understanding than even I do, and that they're very aware of the energy cycles as they're doing their little world stage performance and everything that they're doing. I think they have a very good astrological understanding and a very good understanding of kind of how these energies work. So that's why you see a lot of paid protests in a lot of countries, where they started out with paying people to do it, and then people join in, and then it kind of sets off the earth. Hi Lizette, I'm sending you love. I see a lot of people in our movements, because I was talking about, you know, my cops incident, and I saw a lot of people were talking about courts and all sorts of legal type of stuff that is coming up for clearing. This is going to be a month of intense growth as we wrap up the year. You guys should notice that as you're ending this year, you're leaving it a much different person than you were when you were entering it. So those are things that are blocking people from ascension that have to be cleared karmically, that you guys are not allowed to have any karma unresolved this life. Sorry. That we get to resolve everything on karmic levels. A lot of our previous relationships were doing just that in some regard. So we see a lot of people still have a lot of clearing to do. This is going to be a good month for that. You know, and with the equinox too. Hi Sherry. Iris is a Sagittarius. I always notice I get matched up with different elements for different things. I always think of fire as a very creative energy. I found that a lot of fire signs have the best ideas, but they just never implement them. They just never put them into action, but full of really good ideas. It's a very creative energy. Where did I get the pants? Probably I think these ones came from that hair and pants company, but I don't know. Just Amazon UK, right? Amazon UK probably, I don't know. So, what am I doing? Well, I asked my guides, can you put a nice drama shield up around me today? Psychic intuition, can you put a nice drama shield up around me today? Because I have to stay focused on my mission and I have a lot of work to do today. So I don't have time for the drama going around our group areas and things like that. I am working on my pyramid. I might get my meditation pillow in the mail today. I'm working on kind of revamping my pyramid space. I got some Christmas lights. I got some Christmas lights. It's the perfect time of year for Christmas lights, by the way. So I got some Christmas lights and I had to order like an extension cord. I'm going to hook some lights up around it. I'm trying to replace my pyramid with a TP one. With a TP one that comes with that tent cover, because I can't get one that goes to mine. And I'm going to put my pyramid in here outdoors when it gets a little warmer. So things I'm already like ready to manifest, even though it's December. So I'm working on my meditation space. If anyone needs me, I'm not around to be playing movements. I'm working on my meditation space. I feel a lot more off grid. I've been at Facebook banned for a good, I don't know, what, 21 days? Which is okay. I'm trying to think what else we need to know. We have Mercury going direct, but it's still in a shadow phase, so it may have made you guys feel the need to retreat, spend more time alone. It could have made communication a mess, whether it is streaming our movies last night, streaming my Facebook videos, half the storm, or things like that. So, you know, that has an effect on all communication, whether it's Wi-Fi, with streaming videos, Facebook, communicating with people verbally. I noticed a lot of ascension colds going around with these solar flares. We did have another, I think we had a CME ejected last night. So it will arrive right in time. I saw it yesterday afternoon. It will arrive right in time with the full new moon too. We're going to have another solar flare coming at us with this new moon. So we've had a lot of solar energies this week too. When solar and lunar energies combine, it creates a really powerful type of energy too. So this new moon will be really powerful because of all that solar energy with it. Yeah, I couldn't even like move yesterday. I tried to do my videos. I couldn't even like move. I just felt a little stuck in that energy the past 48 hours, so I'm feeling better, like it's starting to move again. It just felt really dense, that energy. Like I wasn't feeling it. So I'm excited the energy has started to move. We are on, I never know what day of the week it is. I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, we're on Wednesday. This is where a lot of that solar energy will be hitting the planet. It could feel like you just feel like your aura isn't as strong. It will do something to your electromagnetic field as it affects the Earth's electromagnetic field. It's going to affect our auras too. That's why I'm feeling a need to avoid any type of weird situations. Right? I'm just feeling the need to just chill by myself because it can weaken our magnetic field too. So as our bodies, our auras adjusting, it's kind of weakening. We're getting bombarded with electromagnetic energies. So today is really intense energy wise, but you guys should be feeling better as light workers. Yeah, we usually go through our upgrades first. I've noticed that as light workers, healers, the awakened, we go through different energy cycles than the people that are asleep. So we should be all starting to feel better by now. Like I tell people were really afraid, like, oh my God, the energy. I'm like, no, you should be vibing in it. So you should be starting to feel better after going through those, kind of upgrades, energetic upgrades. And you should be really flowing by Friday. You should be feeling amazing with that moon. You should be using it to manifest. I know there are people that really come ungrounded and start thinking really negatively during the new moons and the full moons. They just start to like think about everything negative, anxiety, whatever. That's the worst thing that you can do. I see a lot of people going through hard lessons. Look at it like you're getting your exams, like little kids would going to school before Christmas break. The year is ending. You're going to get your final exams in Earth School. So people are getting really hard lessons. You had to do your part. Yeah, the universe is only going to do so much for us. And all we ever had to do is just stay really positive, thinking about the outcomes that we want and stay high vibe. It's that simple. And the universe will do the rest. So a lot of the darkness that we may have encountered going through this spiritual journey, it was not sent by the universe. This was darkness within us that we encountered. And you know where that darkness comes from? Negative thinking patterns. We see a lot of darkness around here, right? Those would be coming from people's negative thinking patterns. Any darkness manifest in this reality ever. Every thought has a frequency, a vibration. It's going out into this continuum and it's making up the collective with everyone else. So there's a huge emphasis on changing our perception. A lot of people are understanding that as we're doing this awakening, that our perception is going to continue to expand. Our consciousness will continue to expand. And it's about changing how we see things. That is powerful. When we can change how we see the situation. If you got programmed and indoctrinated going through the third dimension like everyone else, you would have come out of there with very negative thinking patterns, right? Real judgmental thinking patterns. You get the idea about yourself, others. Just negative thinking can destroy people on every level. So we're learning that we're not responsible for the programming we got, but we are responsible for changing it, that we had to reprogram ourselves. I'm doing a lot of work with the subconscious. This energy is amazing. I was thinking about my friend in Hawaii yesterday. She knows who she is. And because I'm off grid and I can't even Facebook these people. So I'm thinking about her and I wake up this morning and I have a message in my inbox like, oh, hi, I was just thinking about you. I was like, I know, I summoned you, right? But it's still amazing that this is helping our connection telepathically, that as that chakra is being swept through, and I don't know where the solar plexus is on the earth. Someone should look it up. Someone should look it up, because as our body's going through it, the earth is too. We might want to check out that area and see what country it's in. I never know where all the chakras are unless I've visited there, the obvious ones. I never know where that one is. We should check that out, Brittany, when we have time. Where is the earth's solar plexus? That area is about to get revamped too. But that is our connection to the astral. And I am obsessed with the other realms. I like them better than here. If you know me, I just kind of come here and I do my mission, but I like to play in the astral, the dream realms, and the other places too. So I know it's not always good for our sleep when we have new moons or solar energy. It can disrupt your sleep, but this is actually a really good time this month for astral travel, visiting people in your dreams, telepathic connection, and things like that. Hi, Lindy. I'm sending you crazy love. I'm just doing my usual smoking and coffee before I do my video. Oh, my husband went live, Tony, with CJ, who I adore. I don't know if he's in this group. He might be. And he is the guy in America who will tell people that they should shoot the police if they come in your house without a warrant. And they're real into guns there, you know that. And the Constitution. And he went live. I saw the end of it. I was watching the end of it. I know a lot of people were too. I thought they did a real good job. I was a little horrified when I saw he was live streaming. I was like, oh my god, right? Oh my god. But they did a really good job. CJ did a good job with that video, so did P. They gave me lots of shout outs for my filming work. I thought it was some of my best work. Filming the cops, that I got to put my video skills into action because I'm almost like a professional video person over here. It was like, I just saw, like, I had to get out of the bathtub too to watch it because there's no Wi-Fi. I can't watch videos in there, and I had to see it, so I even got out of the bathtub. He came on, like, probably 30 minutes into CJ's video. I posted it on the Anon page and some other groups, and they did a real good job with it. CJ kept on mentioning police assault, like, and things like that, and they just did, like, the best job with it. Best video ever they did. Hi, Emma. We're talking about police brutality in the UK. It happens. Don't you see them shooting kids on TV all over America? So I'm talking about it this morning. These are the lessons I'm going through. And I said, well, what happens? Because you have to understand that they created these governments along with the churches. That if people would not listen and obey the government, they would say, well, you're going to hell. They say that the law is God's law. That this is God's law. That if you are breaking a law, that you're a bad person and you're breaking God's laws, okay? This is what they do. So they had to have both systems hand in hand. The government won't work without religion. And the thing is that I had an awakening and I stepped away from religion, right? I kind of stepped outside those systems. And so we're seeing this mass awakening. What happens when people can't be threatened by Jesus anymore? They're going to hell. And that they figure out that, well, while it's the law, I mean, they're telling you you're going to hell if you're smoking weed. And it's God's word that weed is evil too, right? So, you know, they're making up these laws and they're trying to say they're universal law and that they're in compliance with them and that if you break their laws, you're in contempt of universal law and you're a bad person or whatever they say. But what happens when the lawmakers and decision makers don't have humanity's best interest in mind and they're just going for money and that they're making these laws to benefit corporations and big companies and they're kind of cutting the people out of it? So... So, I don't know, I see nothing but amazing things for the future of humanity because you know that once that religious program falls in, and it is with the spiritual awakening, that once their religious programs crumble, half their enslavement program goes. So, we're seeing it happen. We're seeing this awakening. I told P yesterday, well, the cops aren't going to wake up now. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but the light workers wake up first. But it will happen. It will come. But this is an awakening that goes in waves. And we're seeing a lot of people have told me they've been awake since like the 70s or like the 80s or like 20, 30 years, right? I've been awake my whole life. Well, I think that the second wave is a game changer because we tend to be real loud. We tend to be much louder than the first wave that would have started in like the baby boomer kind of era. So we have the second wave, which is awakening. I've been awake a couple years now. And you'll find that the second wave is very powerful and very loud, that people are taking notice, right? I'm on feed real loud all the time. People are taking notice, right? Because we're kind of making some noise around here in whatever regard people are noticing. So this spot fits perfect with the solar plexus, a battle between ego and self, right? Empath, narcissist, drama, congratulations. You're working on your solar plexus. You're working on taking back your personal power. That goes on collective and personal levels, right? We're working on this around here. So, you know, people, when you are letting other people impose their will, it's just so bad for that chakra. We need to realize that we're infinite creators and we need to stop handing away our power, whether it's personal relationships, control dramas, the government, fear tactics, things like that. They are not good for that chakra. You'll notice that most of the light workers, I was shocked to see that most of the light workers in our Reiki group, when they did the body graph quiz, they all got that they incarnated in here to work on their solar plexus, myself included. It was like almost every person that did it. When they were on the wall, I noticed. I'm real observant. I'm always trying to, you know, gather information. I always say that's a chakra I never work on. So as we're doing this awakening, we're coming to more empathy, solar plexus, compassion, heart chakra, right? We're moving up our chakra system slowly. People that are working on basic fear, survival stuff, right? First chakra. We're going to work on our power, aka control, drama, sexual energy, things like that. Second one, we're going to continue to move our way up the chakras. There's a lot of talk about the fifth dimension. I always say, I got to get Mike on here. It's so annoying to me. But he says that, you know, this planet talks about 5D. We'll be lucky if we make it into 4D around here, and that we had to kind of go do that in order when we talk about 5D. So 5D. It's like a big word around here, right? I tag all my videos in it. We're always talking about 5D. This is going to be the throat chakra. I'm having a cold this week. I've had like 50 colds since I got to the UK, climate change. So I have a throat chakra issue. This would be a cleansing of that chakra. People freak out when they get a cold. You should have seen when I was like coughing at the grocery store, how people will look at you if you even like cough in public nowadays. They're like, oh my god, I gotta go get the flu shot. So I have a little bit of a cold, okay? So we're seeing a lot of cold and flu season. We tag our detox posts, cold and flu season, and all these natural remedies. People are real fast to think they have a virus or something wrong with them. Not that their throat chakra is being cleared out, their heart chakra is being cleared out. If you're getting a chest cold or a cough, this is your heart chakra purging garbage out. If you're having a sore throat, cough, you know, throat chakra issues, it's just garbage cleansing out of this chakra system. This energy is really powerful. A lot of people will have Ascension symptoms like, I couldn't even move yesterday. Ascension report, I'm cool today. I couldn't even move the past 2 days. So, you know, that's a sign that my body has made a timeline shift. When you need a couple days to catch up with the energy, you could just be like tired, you can't move, achy. I could feel a lot of aches too. You know, purge symptoms. You could be dizzy. You could be having tingling on your crown, ringing in your head, headaches, all sorts of head symptoms too. This is normal stuff. Well, our throat chakra is our connection to our higher self. So I always say when I was a kid, I had serious throat chakra issues. Like serious throat chakra issues because I was probably not in alignment with my higher self or my spiritual path. You see kids a lot of the time, ear, nose, and throat doctors. That's like the most common doctor for any kind of kid. So you see that it's really affecting people that we're very spiritually cut off around here, and it really affects that chakra. I'm ready for a reset too. I put that option back on the table. We could just have a pole shift. I think we have more creative control over what we want to see happen too. I'm thinking. I'm putting that back on the table. It could happen. The Mayans definitely survived. They knew that if you could keep your vibration high enough that you could survive a pole shift. We had a group from Atlantis that did the same, and that they knew that if you could keep your vibe high enough that you would survive a pole shift. There was always going to be a group that would continue on to repopulate the earth. I think it's important that we just let go of assuming we know what will happen with this ascension, that it's just probably kind of beyond our comprehension. We need to expect miracles with this energy too. It's a huge theme this month that you guys need to ask for and expect miracles. That with our manifesting, too many people have doubt, like, oh, I think I might get this. This might happen, but it probably won't work out. That we need to understand and kind of step into our power with manifesting and creating too in the way that we're asking. We need to have more confidence in our manifesting too, things we're working on. I'm okay with going off grid and having a pole shift and starting over. I feel like 90% of our movements would love to go off grid anyway. If we had better conditions, like the government sanctions were gone. And all the bullshit that goes with it with the 3D. I don't know. I mean, that did happen. People act like I'm crazy when I suggest it. Ask my husband. He acts like I'm crazy when I could suggest it, but I said I think they had like a lot of pole shifts before. I know they did. And that every 75,000 years they would have one, and we're overdue for one if we're gonna have one. So, throat chakra healing. More tea, more drinks. This energy dehydrates us. People don't notice. I could tell I really needed a lot of fluids last night. I was thinking, am I dehydrated? So this energy can really dehydrate you. Try to drink more fluids to help purge out any toxins faster out of your body. We are going through a purge, whether you feel it or not. It could look like emotions coming up, thinking patterns that are not serving you. It could be like any type of negative thinking patterns could be amplified with this energy, things not serving you at all. So we're going through this process where the things that are not serving us are being stripped away. Yeah, that goes for if there are factions of the government that are not serving in service of others, in service of the people, that they will go during this time too. So I know that I always say in the news, they'll tell you everything's going great with the government. Everything's going amazing. We have it under control. We're just going to need some more hella cash for our military, right? Standard government type messages. It's going great. So I know that a lot of people are presenting these ego roles, but there is a crumbling occurring here. And people had to understand that if it feels like your life is falling in or crumbling, it's falling into place, that you're just getting moved to a better timeline, probably the one you asked for on some level, and just kind of embrace it. There's a crumbling going on worldwide. Crumbling of self, crumbling of ego programming. The solar plexus has a lot to do with the ego. So more fluids. I'm sending crazy love too. I had to get on here. Look, telepathic calls. It's like my big message this week. We're talking about telepathy, where you can just think of someone. Yeah, we might outgrow the cell phone eventually. So you can just think of someone, and they'll be able to feel it. They'll think of you too. That's why it's bad to have people that are toxic around you, because if they're thinking about you, they're connecting with your energy every time they do. So if you have someone real toxic in your life that's sitting at home thinking toxic thoughts about you all the time, then it's going to be really bad and draining for your energy. They've done a lot of scientific research that shows that if I could be in a different area of a city and think negative thoughts about you, right? It could be worldwide. There's this quantum energy that connects us all. So I could sit here thinking negative thoughts about someone, it would deplete and drain them and be very bad for their energy. If I'm sitting here and I'm thinking love and healing, it's going to, have positive effects on you. They've done a lot of scientific research, hooking people up, measuring their pulse, heart rate, and things like that. And they could see that when someone was thinking negative thoughts about someone, it would really affect their pulse and everything in their body. So thoughts are very powerful. More telepathy. I got to do a telepathy video because this kid's real interested in it in our Reiki groups. I'll try to do like a little YouTube clip about it. So we need to get a grip on our mind so we can use telepathy. If we're always thinking about garbage all day long, our brain is like a receiver. It's not going to be very good for telepathy and things like that. So we're moving into this space of knowing telepathic communication, becoming energetically connected, forming new grids. So a lot is happening. I practice telepathy with you guys all the time when I give people telepathic messages. I'm not coming in today. Sorry, I'm not around today. Instead of just messaging them, I always send people messages because I know their guides will make sure they get the messages. It's okay. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere. So you can connect to the people you love that way. I can telepathy some people easier than others. It's easier to telepathy your soulmates. I know a lot of karmic relationships seem really tuned in telepathically, like the narcissist drama, but the entities are tuned in telepathically too. They really can read your mind better than I could. That's not one of my abilities, right? But they can read every thought that you're having. People need to understand that too. So sometimes people have real bad relationships that are like karmic or the narcissist, and they're like, oh my god, this person must be my soulmate or my twin flame. They are so telepathically tuned into me. Telepathy works better if we're thinking about pictures than words. The human language is awful. I guess it keeps us in the wrong areas of the brain all day long. So people think that you would think of a phrase to telepathy someone. You would probably want to think of images in your mind to telepathy someone. It works better. This is where humanity is headed. Some of you guys have dreams like that, where you're having crazy abilities. Maybe your psychic powers are on point. Maybe you can levitate objects, do crazy things. It's where this reality is headed in every regard. So when you are not spiritually pure, it shuts down your abilities. You won't have any abilities if you're at a low frequency, if you haven't purified yourself. So as we're going through this purification period, it's bringing out our abilities more and more. You're downloading all day long, whether you realize it or not. There are things that can block your downloading. I could barely do my videos yesterday because the cops blocked my downloading. That if I have negativity around me, it can affect the thoughts that are coming to me, the information coming to me. Then I start downloading on those topics, right? And then I'll just be downloading about the cops for like a whole day afterwards. So it can mess me up and scramble my signals as a channel. To have any kind of like drama, negativity around me, it can really affect what I'm channeling and what information is coming to me too. So, you know, if we're at a high frequency and we don't have a lot of stress around us, we're going to be able to download easier too. The universe is always sending you information. It's coming to you in the form of energy that you're translating into thoughts all day long, whether you're aware of it or not. A lot of people are not testing the information that they're receiving. If you're at a low frequency, you're probably going to be receiving a lot of like negative entity type of information and things like that. So as we're going up in frequency, it's doing things to us as a channel. It's making us better receivers for this information. I always say the problem with vaccines is that you can go ahead and get a vaccine, and if we're like these little radio receivers, go ahead and throw some metals in our body, and maybe it'll throw off your frequency like a little bit, right? Maybe it'll just weigh it down a tiny bit, but it puts you off the channel that you need to be on to download. So it's really affecting our frequency. We're kind of like music. We each have our own vibration that makes up this symphony, right? If you throw off our frequency, it's gonna kind of throw off the entire rhythm of everything. So this has always been just a war on our frequency. That's all that this has ever been. I brought the vape because I don't have more weed to smoke, so I brought the vape. I'm going to read some questions and get off in a sec. But we need to clear ourselves as channels in whatever regard. Whatever that you need to do to heal whatever you're holding on to. People don't see the big picture with their lessons. That sometimes the most negative stuff that you went through moved you to somewhere more positive in your life. It could have moved you on your path. It could have been an answer to the prayers that you were asking for. I always say, be careful what you're praying for. Because when I was like 21 years old, I was praying to the universe and I got sent in a car accident that was real crazy and mind-blowing, right? So, you know, sometimes we don't realize that the events that seem negative are moving us to where we need to be on our path. People just aren't seeing the big picture. We're coming with spiritual knowing. We're coming with a spiritual understanding. That's what people need right now. Like people think that they need knowledge. People need a spiritual understanding. They need more love. Love is that alchemizing force that, you know, as there's a lot of hate in the world. Go look at France on TV. They're always my favorite light worker area, right? So there's a lot of hate. We need to be alchemizing that hate, not adding to it, right? There's a lot of separation, hate, things like that. We're alchemists. We can take any negative situation and automatically transform it, making it positive, which is really, really powerful. We need to remember that because as we go through this ascension, the world is going to get more and more ungrounded because, you know, if you're not living spiritually, everything will fall in. If you're not building solid in a spiritual way, that, you know, it's not going to serve you and it's going to fall in. So a lot of people are losing a lot of things around here, whether it's jobs not serving them, health is not serving them, relationships not serving them, and they're not at the same level of awareness. They're not understanding the process. There's a lot of blame going on with the government being the cause of all of this, and a lot of victim mentality and things like that. So we're going to see the world stage for politics get real crazy right now. I say they'll probably have their Christmas terror attacks, but I did notice their terror attacks weren't working so good, so they kind of stopped doing them. Everyone's like, oh, another false flag, some more fake news over there. So I did notice that it's helping things because they're not, you know, blowing up as many cities lately because people are seeing through these things. Like their last shooting in Vegas didn't go so good. They had so many Facebook posts saying it's fake news with their little crisis actor photos, and it was really waking people up to what's going on. So that drama is needed. There's a lot of people that are asleep and at this level of awareness that the government can save them, that anyone can save them and do their lessons for them and things like that. So we're going to see things get kind of crazy around here. I always say the light workers are going to wake up first. Sorry, I don't think the cops are waking up yet. I'll keep trying, but I think that the light workers are waking up first so that we can assemble and get our missions together so that we are ready to do this ascension. Hi, Francisco. Crystal called up her Matrix job all week. Congratulations. I did that the past 2 days anyway. Someone messaged me this morning and I was like, did you not see my cop video? Do you want a copy of it? I'm busy. I was like, I'm busy. Did you not see my cop video? I'm just kind of busy right now. I can't play Save Light Workers right now. I'm just kind of busy. Did you not see the cop video on YouTube? So, perfect. I'm gonna work a lot until I go to Stonehenge. I got the calendar out. We're going to Stonehenge. Iris is coming. We have other UK light workers coming. Can't wait. We're going to adventure at Stonehenge. So I have a lot of legal drama going on a couple days before like my Stonehenge mission, kind of all at the same time. But my mission and my lessons are Stonehenge next. like I'm supposed to do my videos and do my healing work and go to Stonehenge. These are my lessons and what I'm going through. And my Facebook drama on the side. These are my lessons and experiences, so I had to really watch from afar with what my husband is going through. I can give him really good advice and tell him what's coming because I can see it all play out and what will happen. But those are not my lessons, and I had to be careful not to entangle myself karmically in his situation. Like, I can't be involved in it in any way because it wouldn't be good for me karmically. So I know that a lot of people could be married or in a relationship or living with a partner, and it's important to understand that, you know, while you're learning together and growing together, that, you know, you each have your own lessons going on at the same time, and sometimes we want to do other people's lessons for them. If I were to do that, he would just continue to get the same lesson until he does it on his own. So it's important that we remember that we have non-interference objectives here. It's how we lost our abilities the entire cycle and got stuck here anyway from coming here from Egypt, that we are not allowed to interfere with people's karma or lessons and things like that, even though we want to come here as light workers and teach and help. These lessons are something people have to step up and do on their own. I saw Francisco's coming to the UK. I see everything. I have no life. I have no life. I see Francisco's coming to the UK. I think that's awesome. It's really, you should come when it's warmer first off because it's raining every day. It's like, I woke up, it was pitch black out. Dark out still. It's only light a couple hours a day here. Anyway, it's pretty dark here. I knew that anyway. I got real prepared before coming to move here. I already knew this, what I was in for. It's straight dark out. But when it's summer, it's real nice here. I'm going to get a European tan this summer. I can't wait. Listen, the rocks are open every equinox, which normally, I don't know if it's like that all the time, but it looks like it's on the 21st every month. I'm not sure. So they are open 4 times a year for equinox. I'm just gonna go every time because I can't go anywhere. Enslaved on the island like everyone else. Seems that I can't go anywhere at the moment. I am mailing in I filled out my license form this morning. I'm mailing it in today because it's like the end of the time frame, or I had to pay again. So I'm mailing my paperwork in, but I'm kind of stuck here, so I'm going to go explore the rocks. I have a past life pull to those rocks as part of the reason I came to the United Kingdom, part of the reason I went to California with Shasta, and I have a serious connection. Those rocks are like a library. They're like their own Akashic. I'm not even joking. They hold so much information that you wouldn't believe how much I downloaded just on the rocks, that area, the history being there, and then after when I left. It has such a permanent effect on your energy. You know, it'll help you level up in every regard. I found out Stonehenge is on a dragon ley line. Well, it's called the Michael ley line. It's probably off of their main meridian. So they call it a dragon line though. They say that if you have the right person, they can unlock dragon masters from the rocks. So I hadn't done dragon Reiki by the time I went last time. I've done dragon Reiki now. And so they say that if you have the right person, that they can go ahead and unlock the dragon masters. So I'm kind of going to go there with a different mission objective in mind. I've been working with dragon energies a lot here with my healing, you know, and a lot of magical energies, like elemental energies. It's real crazy, so I'm excited to go with that different perspective, total imprints. I did mushrooms too, and like just tranced out on the rocks. Tranced out looking at the rocks, and you wouldn't believe the things that you could see in those rocks. I can only describe it like their own little akashic full of information, knowledge. It's so crazy. You know, we're gonna go stand right in the middle of the time capsule, and we're gonna be able to play in it while the rocks are activated, and they're only activated like the 4 times a year, probably, you know, at the least. It depends on the energy. You need that right energy, and we're gonna have this time solar and lunar energy. Last time I just had a full moon when I went, so we have a lot of solar energy too. It'll really affect the rocks. I'm excited about it. It's just the craziest energy. You want to get spiritual? Fuck reading the Bible. Get it out there. Go out in nature. Go out in nature. Go out in some crazy ley line area. Go to the pyramids. Go check out these sacred sites, spiritual areas. You can't get any more spiritual than that. You want to find God. It's in every person you've ever met. Be nicer to people. You want to get close to God. You're not going to do it reading Jesus stories. You're going to do it by being nicer to people, connecting with people. So, I'm excited to go back to the rocks. Sherry is running our mission, because I never like to be in charge despite what people think about me. Sherry is doing a fabulous job running our mission. I'm overseeing it. I haven't been in our Stonehenge chat for like 2 days. I'm going to go back to it. I got a coat that's like heavy duty crazy for Stonehenge for when I go. It came yesterday. Sherry is running the Stonehenge mission, and it goes perfect. We were complaining we don't know any UK light workers. Sorry, I'm not seeing too many UK light workers. You guys have seen our selection since before I came here. So I'm not seeing too many UK light workers. Well, we manifested one to come play with us at Stonehenge. So I'm real excited about that. We have someone coming from the UK that I haven't met yet. But you know that I know that I planned out my whole life and would have made provisions for people to come and adventure with me. And so it's going to be real spiritual. Like, you wouldn't believe how, like, Tony coming to play with me, perfect angel coming to save me when I needed you both times, like, so divine, right? Made provisions in my life plan. So I'm excited to meet some new people too. I've been vibing with Iris for a long time. I feel like she's already my soulmate, and I know her, so I'm excited to meet her off of Facebook too and do this. So we're going to the rocks. Yeah, other people were saying they were interested. We're going to the rocks, the 21st to the 23rd. People are like, I can't go. I can never travel. Too much money. Okay, that's what I thought. My family had me convinced that everything is so expensive here. They told me I couldn't do California either. It would be too expensive. They told me I couldn't do here. It would be too expensive. And you know what? I found they don't get ripped off for every little thing in the UK like America. And that it's probably better for me to live here, because you're getting ripped off on anything you go to the store for ever. Right? Other than gas, which they pay a hell of a lot more here for. You guys are, you know, kind of getting ripped off on more stuff. That is not true. I got my ticket the day before I came here with the royal wedding, where it was very hard to get a ticket, and I paid, I think, like $600 American for it the day before. So if you plan it out good and you get dates that you want to come to the UK, you could get your ticket for way cheaper. We can manifest. And you're looking at like a ticket, and where we stayed was so cheap by the rocks. It was cool as hell too, because you know I was smoking weed out front the entire time. You know that I was standing out front in front of staff smoking weed the whole time, and they clearly didn't have a problem with it. I loved it there. It has a crazy energy just at the hostel place that it feels just like the rocks. My house feels like the rocks too, that if you go outside, like right now, the space storm energy is crazy. like it feels kind of like that. So I noticed that when they do Stonehenge videos that it is windy year round. Like, I'll watch ones in the summertime and they have long grass there and it's like blowing crazy wind. It felt like energy currents, like streams of wind, just real crazy kind of wind. And it's like, you know how when you're like feeling real tuned in and you get the chills, like confirmation chills? That's what your whole body feels like those truth bumps, those chills you get, the spiritual kind, the whole time that you're even standing in that energy. Yeah, it was awesome. Me and Sherry are splitting a room. It's not a good time for me either. Look, I have all this stuff I'm doing, you know, but hey, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. If you want to go, the universe will align with it. So we're going to the rocks. More people should come adventure. Maybe I said you can't right now. I get it's Christmas time, but guess what? I'm going. The next 4 equinoxes next year. So I'm real excited about that, and maybe come adventure a different time with us. We're going to do a big trip in June where Allie comes, Brittany, hope you didn't forget about that. we're gonna do a big trip, or we're gonna have some other light workers come. I always wanted Alyssa to come and stay longer and come hang out at my house with me too and play Mission. I'm gonna put out vibes for Sierra, my Reiki student too. She's in Canada. She needs to come play Mission over here too, right? So it'll be really nice here in the summertime. Like, I'm on the ocean. It's real nice weather, so it is cold this time of year. Linda is gonna have to have it happen. I love these space kids. I have more fun with the kids, right? I love space kids. They know. They can tell. They can read energy. It's gonna have to happen eventually. But you know what? Maybe not now. We're just going through this ascension process. Put the vibes that you want to do it. And the universe will make it possible in some future time. So I think everyone should put out vibes to go to Stonehenge. I just did it on my own. I didn't have anyone that I knew in the UK to come here. I just felt the soul pull to come here. You guys know, everyone just thought it was crazy. They're saying that now about me. It's cool. And I didn't have anyone to stay here. I didn't know any light workers here other than Sherry. We didn't really know any UK light workers either to have like a safety net. At least when I'm in other areas, I could be like, hey, any light workers there that want to hang out? And I was feeling a pull to come here, to come to those rocks, to come to this area, to heal my heart chakra, to be in this kind of spiritual energy, because it's very healing for your heart chakra. Well, this is the heart chakra of the earth. That's the chakra that will liberate from, according to the law of one, too, that you keep working on your heart chakra, you can kind of break the cycles of birth and rebirth. So it's a crazy energy. Yep, Tony was calling me here. She even thought I was crazy. She thought I might be and that I might not come here. Everyone just thinks that. I'm probably getting ready to talk about some more big stuff around here. I'm always doing crazy things and everyone's like, oh, I think she just went off the deep end again. Did you see her cops video? I think she just went off the deep end again. So, it's okay. People might not understand that internal compass that you have. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Just follow that intuition. It's never going to lead you wrong. So, you know, it felt like I said the day before I came here, I wasn't going to come here ever. Felt like I wasn't going to come here. I wasn't going to be able to do it. Something would go wrong. You know, who knows, right? Immigration. I had to go through immigration. Who knows? I just felt like that the day before, but here I am. So, you know, I was putting out those vibes, posting pictures of Stonehenge, UK flags everywhere, and it really worked. So, you know, you guys should be feeling a pull to adventure. Your bucket list should be coming up with this December energy, this Sagittarius energy. How can you have more fun? How can you adventure? Where can you go that's near your house that's exciting? What kind of new experiences can you have? Yep, fly over anytime. I'm down to adventure. Look, Brian's coming too. I'm going to do my videos and find you too, Brian. I couldn't work the past 2 days. I just wasn't feeling it. The cops just kind of came like on a Monday, like worst timing when I'm starting my work week. The middle of my work day, right? So, I see why I was going through upgrades during that time. Because I took the day off from work. I was really feeling real extra dense energy. So I took the day off from work. I wasn't understanding why. My friends knew I was like half asleep, complaining I was tired. I took Monday off work, and then I had my little Cops UK version drama here, baby mama drama. And so then I took yesterday off too to kind of chill after all that. I went grocery shopping. I went and did my Matrix errands and just took yesterday off, but I'm real excited to get back to work. It wasn't real good timing for, you know, Monday afternoon. We were talking about yesterday because we saw our neighbors outside, and I was like, you know, I was just getting the neighbors to like us again since I moved in. But my husband says that hopefully they didn't notice because the cops came during 9 to 5 hours when most people would have been at work. So hopefully the neighbors didn't even notice. I'm thinking they were all at work and no one noticed. That's good. I was like, I was just getting the neighbors to like us again after his last cop drama with the same chick. I swear, right? Because I always am getting my mail at their house. Hi, you have my parcel. Can I have my mail, please? So I'm like, oh God, right? With like 100 cops. There were like cops all outside and all out the back, like on the other street too, like all around our house. Like they were coming for America's Most Wanted, right? Like, and then they said in their video that there was a Domino's pizza guy that got robbed up the street from me because all the cops were here and someone got robbed at knife point. And a Domino's pizza guy right up the street, that was their area to be patrolling, and he had a serious incident. There were no cops to respond because they were all at my house right here. So they could have been out helping with crimes. And then they like to treat you like a criminal. I said that this is where they tried to smear my husband's name, entity tactics, where they're already doing that. Trying to drag him into court and make him look like a criminal and an asshole and smear his name. Typical entity drama, right? So, we had that happening. Don't you think that there's real crime going on around here? If we look at crime statistics in the UK, and how much taxpayer dollars they're wasting on this stupid shit when they could be, like, you know, doing their job. So, yeah, it was, like, crazy. It looks real good with the neighbors, though, right? If they just want to smear your name every way so that then your neighbors think you're an asshole because you're getting arrested with, like, 50 million cops outside. With having no warrant and no charges anyway, for saying he violated a court order that wasn't even there. Yeah, it's so crazy. I'm just watching. I'm observing from afar. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. That my mission and objective is to get that kid back for visits. Yeah. Like, I've known from day one, this entire situation, how it's gonna go. That I'm gonna need some strength to do it. And that there's very real misconduct going on. There's very real government misconduct. Everything I'm always talking about on my videos and everything I'm against going on. And that you can't just expect someone to move on and forget they ever had a kid. And they're denying access to that kid. And I feel like it's going to come back karmically, where maybe the mom will lose access to the kid for 5 years. Because, you know, it's karma. What they do to others is going to happen to them. And that this will resolve. And, you know, that kid is coming back for weekend visits like normal people. And so I'm up for it. I already said, you know, we might need some hella cash to fight the government and put up a good fight. And I really assess the situation in whatever regard. Like, I'm well aware of it and I'm ready for it. I'm real prepared for it. I knew that that incident was going to happen anyway. It's something I talk about with my friends all the time. Nothing new, right? We knew that would happen since the note. we knew it when it happened. So whatever. I'm ready. I'm up for it. Yeah, it's so crazy, right? Well, then they apply that. This is the law. This is what they tell me. I'm entering your house under a Crown Act. It is the law. The Queen's law is God's law. And, you know, it's just so crazy to me because I've been watching a lot of shows lately about the UK and all the wars they have where they would go around fucking burning down everyone's castles and killing them all for the Crusades. Remember they had the Crusades here. Their war for God, the Crusades, and it's where they seized a lot of land too and a lot of control. It's probably how, I think England owned the Middle East and then sold it to them to create Israel. It's probably how they got it. They went and plundered it probably during the Crusades and stuff like that. So it's crazy because these are the same systems that are still in place that were set up to tax and control people and enslave them. It's just so crazy to me. Good morning, Jamie. I'm just getting off of here. I'm kind of talking about all sorts of stuff. We have a lot of stuff happening with the government where a lot of stuff's coming out into the open. It's making a lot of people angry. That's what they want. They want you to feel powerless against the government and to be playing the victim. It's so a way that we give away our power, not understanding. Yeah, they think they can do whatever they want, but they're violating laws, or I wouldn't care if they weren't violating their own rules around here. And they're making up laws for Monsanto and other companies to poison humanity for money and things like that. They're really just not serving humanity, and we know that these are just programs in place, fear programming, right? Third dimensional programming. And as we're making this ascension, it's really going to transform and change on every level. Stonehenge is calling. Come to Stonehenge. Please come play at Stonehenge with us. We just want to hang out and have fun and do fairy stuff, honestly. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be warmer this time than last time I went in the rain because it was pouring out and it was so wet. So it'll be warmer this time in the winter time. It sounds crazy. Dale, are you coming to Stonehenge in December? Things I'm manifesting. I think it needs to explode. Usually when you put me into the middle of something, I am like the last ingredient needed to make something go kaboom. Kaboom. It might have been my Facebook pictures that did all this, right? So usually when you add me as an ingredient, it tends to just bring things to the surface and maybe they'll explode, and that's what we need probably. So I trust the universe in the path and what it's doing. So it's needed. We had to resolve this stuff. We can't ascend with all this stuff that we have left to clear. Like, it's unresolved business that we had to move on from. Yeah, this is like a love bite situation too. It's everything I talk about with like the empath narcissist kind of drama with having entities try to destroy you, like letting people into your life for love and having them seriously try to destroy you on every level. It really goes into it. And then, you know, the government should step in and do their job and set up visitation schedules, but they just make it like 100 times worse. When it goes to the courts, they just like feed on that drama and make it like 1,000,000,000 times worse. I said there is no winner with this stuff. There always has to be a loser, right? They definitely don't take into consideration what's best for the kids around here. They say they do everything in the child's best interest, but they're not. I'm gonna find you, Dale. He's going. I know, I was like freezing, soaking wet. I definitely will find you this time. We're gonna be there 2 days too, so we won't be so rushed. How about the government falls now? Yeah, they move on to rape and steal other countries. They're still raping people for cash. Seriously, yep. Torture. Yep, it's crazy. That stuff wasn't that long ago. If we look at history, I mean, I say humanity is really primitive at this time still. I feel like humanity is really primitive when I look back at the history. Really primitive. So, I know they talk about how great these past places were. There was a lot of fear. I joke around and I say our whole soul group's probably buried at Stonehenge. The body's there. That probably was us, killed by the government. I don't know. But, everyone thinks that these past places were so amazing. They had a lot of fear. There was a lot of control where the government would come kill you. If you won't comply, they'll just kill you. So a lot of that is affecting everything on a subconscious level too, that there's been so much fear forever about the government and what they can do and them controlling everything. Sherry's coming. Like I said, she's running this mission. We will find you this time. It just wasn't aligned last time. It was raining, you know. So, I'm in central programming for the Illuminati, where they tell me they don't need a search warrant to come into my house, that they're using a Crown Court Act, even when this is not a Crown Court case. They told me that too. This will not make it to Crown Court. This will stay in magistrate, but they're using that act, so it's illegal. And they tell me they don't need paperwork here, that they work for the Queen in a roundabout way. Did you see my job title? I work for the Crown, they tell me. They think they don't have to follow laws anymore, and that they work for the Queen and that's good enough for them. I thought it looked great on video. I thought that looked great on video too. It just really shows you. People think this stuff can't affect them. That's the problem. That's why everyone can just look away. They can look away. They think that this won't happen to them. This won't affect them in any way. That someone else can be having these lessons going on and it's not affecting you is crazy. The alcohol needs to go. The government tells you alcohol is good for you. Well, it's legal. They are telling you what is good and bad for you. They're telling you Monsanto is great for you. Alcohol is great for you. Weed is awful. You'll go to hell. It will make you schizophrenic. Let's see, right? They're telling you basically that everything that is bad for you is good for you. And so these are the people that are making the policies. They are setting the ethic code for humanity. Look around at people's ethics. They've gone to shit. These are the people setting ethical standards for our society. Yeah, they didn't have the dash. They said that two officers on video told me they got upset when they saw I was recording because they didn't know I was at the top of the stairs and I recorded their bullshit. You have to with these cops that are harassing him. And they didn't know they were on camera until they came up the stairs. I had the two officers say, don't worry. They had their body cams on and they were recording when he asked for he wanted the footage when they took him to the police station. Oh my god, they weren't recording. They didn't have it. But it's okay. I have my own recording. I have my own recording too. So they already said they lost it, but I'm pretty sure that they had to have cameras in their cop cars and things like that. The thing is that, like I said, everyone has a cell phone nowadays. The videos of the cops shooting people, they usually lose those too. But the thing is, there's usually witnesses there that have their cell phone out and rolling, and they make them online. Because they just say conveniently, oh, we lost those, we don't have a copy of it, it didn't record, I wasn't recording, and things like that. Alright, I'm gonna get off of here and do a real video. There was no dash cams, they had body cams, but you know that most of the time that's what they say when they have an incident like a shooting and things like that. Oh, we don't have a record of it. We always take our officers' word. These systems are built to protect their officers, their cops, their little matrix drones in every regard. So there's never been a cop that shot someone in America that was ever got in trouble ever for it. Never once. Not one case of a cop shooting someone. And you know that these are wrong when you see them on YouTube and stuff, that ever got sanctioned or in any consequences for it, ever. They just get put on usually paid leave or unpaid leave, and then they get their job back. There's never been one that ever was put under like any kind of legal ramification. I'm gonna do a real video. I'll be right back.